film. I love the movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, so good, right?
It's so good. Does James tell you like what song's going to be playing?
Yes.
Oh, he does.
When we did the table read, he would play the music at the same time, too.
Cool.
He would he would say, hey, so this is going to be the music at this moment, and this is going to be the music, and it was great.
Because I mean, you're one of the very few kind of new characters in this movie, which means you kind of come into this project with the kind of knowledge of the tone of what the first kind of movie was. Do you think that's quite helpful when you come into a film knowing kind of what is expected and what the kind of audiences already quite appreciate about the franchise?
Yeah, sure. I mean, my character is pretty different, too, from the other characters. And it's just, she's just innocent and wide-eyed and, a little bit weird. It was really fun to play.
Because, I mean, she's obviously got this huge kind of quite mysterious past, which I'm sure in the comic books is really delved into. I mean, do you find it can it be overbearing to kind of get really stuck into that and to read the comics, or do you prefer to treat her more as a cinematic creation?
Oh, yeah, completely. I mean, I tried at first. I did some research, and I read so many different things about her, and some really dark and twisted and sometimes sexual, really weird stuff, I mean, it's not like it's a novel and it's like one writer who wrote about her. It's like so many writers, she appeared in the 60s. So, from the 60s until now, she had so many different lives, and it doesn't make sense. It's all over the place. Even the way she looks, it was really confusing. So I just decided to stick to James Gunn's vision. And I asked him, actually, I said, hey, I want to read everything, but I'm not sure, because from what I read in the script, she's really different. And he said, I don't think you need to. So, yeah. And I think his vision is more interesting than what I read, to be honest. And
his sort of knowledge about this whole universe is so incredible. It must be quite nice knowing, at least, well, he's got that bit sorted.
Yeah, completely. You just trust him, I mean, you saw the first movie. It was so amazing, I knew that I was in good hands, too, so I didn't fight it at all.
And I mean, I love the friendship that blossoms between Drax and Mantis. I was wondering, I mean, what do you think it is that draws the two characters together?
They're just, they're just really straightforward. They're in their own world, and they have no sense of irony, They're just...
Because, I mean, Drax is so gloriously deadpan, and lots of his lines he delivers without realising, obviously, how funny they are. But there must have been a few times on set where all of you just couldn't stop. Yes,
it was hard sometimes to not laugh, And when he was kind of disgusted by me, it was no. Had to not laugh. Sometimes it's hard.
He's massive as well. I just interviewed him. He's just huge.
He's massive, and he's the sweetest, and he's a gentleman, but, you know that, he can fight if he wants to.
She's quite awkward in kind of social situations, and obviously she's an alien, but is it those kind of themes and those kind of aspects of her personality that allows for you to relate to her as a kind of character, to find more humanity in her?
Yeah, but it's what is interesting, It's James says that the way he writes alien characters, it's the most important thing is to make them human, and it's how you connect with them,
And I mean, everyone has been talking today about the kind of extensive makeup they had to go through. Now, I know you didn't have to be turned blue, but it must have still been quite a tiring...
Yeah, but not that much, actually. It was really, a beauty makeup. Of course, I had prosthetics on my forehead, but, otherwise it was not that... it was not that tiring. It was okay.
And I mean, so many of your scenes take place against such a kind of visually spectacular kind of landscape. It must be so great when you watch the movie back, because I guess you get to appreciate it like an audience member does and see how it's all been put together. Yeah,
because when you shoot the scene, there's just blue or green screen in front of you, so you have to imagine everything. It's like theater,
Does this require quite a different sort of type of acting? Because obviously so much of it is done in kind of post-production with the special effects, and obviously, like you said, green screen. Is it does it feel like a whole different sort of craft in some ways to what you're sort of used to?
Yeah, but being an actor is all about imagination. You have to imagine that you're in love with the person who's in front of you, or you have to imagine stuff happening around. So it's just a little bit more, when you have to work with these green or blue screens. But James is. But what I find amazing is that James made sure that Rocket, who is a really important character in the movie, was played by Sean, Sean Gunn, who's an amazing actor, and who gives the perfect, intonation and the perfect, he's the character, and we were with him shooting the scenes, it was not like it was just a tennis ball, you know, like, because sometimes it is. But no, it was him, and he would like just like fold himself, like make himself really small and just like speak like the character. It was really impressive. But we don't see that, you know. When we see the movie, we just hear Bradley Cooper's voice, who's amazing too. But you know, when we shoot the scenes, it's someone, you know. We interact with someone.
Was there anyone playing Groot, Baby Groot, or was that was all effects?
No, no, it's too small.
Yeah, you have to make yourself quite small for that. My final question, I'm just wondering, I mean, obviously, this is the first time we've been introduced to Mantis on camera, but it's undoubtedly not going to be the last. Are you quite excited to see where the character's going to go and how much of her kind of story is going to be developed?
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm curious. I mean, I've been shooting, you know, Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War, so already she's a little bit more in the Marvel universe. But yeah, I'm excited about the other, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, hopefully, and yeah.
Lovely. Well, thanks so much for your time. Much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey